Hey everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome to Virtual Vegfest Live. And we have another cooking demo today, so pretty excited about that. Now remember, if you're watching and you have any questions or comments, which are a big deal when it comes to a cooking demo, please put them in the comment section and we'll make sure to respond to them. So let's say thank you to Sun Warrior for being the sponsor of our lives again this week, and the fact that you can get a 25% discount using the code all caps virtual vegfest when you purchase, and you can use the site that is scrolling on the screen. You can go to our Facebook page or our Instagram and you can see the link to get the discount there. And of course, Plant Based Network is our partner in everything that we do. And let's not forget we have contests because it's the 19th of September. It goes to the end of the month. Go like Virtual Veg Fest. Go like Virtual Veg Fest on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll be entered to win a prize pack from like Follow Your Heart, Crafters Organics, Hodo Foods. And if you make a donation for a Pass the Buck campaign, every dollar you enter gets you entered into a prize pack to win a prize pack from Sun Warrior. So we do that monthly. So it's pretty cool. Those are contests. And of course we've got a plant energy contest going on too. If you go like that post and share it, you can win a prize pack from Plant Energy and Triangle Veg Fest. So there's so much stuff going on. Just go follow our social media and you can win so many cool things. And of course, Plant Based Network also has a contest. Go like their Instagram and share a post from Follow Your Heart, and you can win a Follow Your Heart prize pack. So I like winning stuff. You might like winning stuff. Today we've got Chef Sunni. Chef Sunni is out of Atlanta, and she's doing some really cool stuff down there. And she has basically taken soul food and turned it vegan. And she's going to show us a recipe today that is, from what I understand, a vegan chili. And I want her to tell you all about her because she sounds like she's doing some really great stuff in your community if you're down in Atlanta, which is one of my favorite festivals, Vegan Fest, Veg Fest, in the whole country, just so you know. Sad it's not happening this year, but hopefully next year. But and Atlanta is an incredibly vegan friendly city. But she's like, I mean, thinking about bringing people together who wouldn't necessarily think about vegan food for certain stuff and creating that food so that it's vegan, so that people, one, aren't missing out, and two, people can have the stuff that they think they might miss if they were to give up animal products. So I'm going to bring her on so she can tell you more about her. Hey, Chef Sunni. You are live.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Yeah.
So tell us more about you so people can know like who you are, what you do, the whole thing.
Okay, so my name is Sunny Speaks. I'm from Miami, Florida. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia, and what I do, the motto of my company is anything you can think of, we can make it vegan. We help bridge the gap between the hood and veganism. So, I grew up in the hood in Miami, not the beach and sunny part. And so coming up in that area and coming up in a food desert, it really made me think about as I transitioned to vegan, a lot of the pushback that I get. So with my family, it was always like, oh, you don't eat this, you don't eat that, it's a problem. You're not eating things that's similar to what we normally eat. And so I've always been a person who could cook. My father was a chef, and so I've been cooking since I was 4. And so I really felt like there wouldn't be as much resistance in the Black community with food that people are already accustomed to, food that people already like to eat. And so I used to do all these like little funny food reviews from different places that I would go to, and they didn't really have food that suited me. It would be like mac and cheese that would it'd be like stovetop. And so for Black people, that is a huge thing. Like if you do not bake our mac and cheese, we feel like it's still raw, we're gonna catch salmonella, whatever. So a lot of these restaurants didn't have like baked mac and cheese that had the crust. And that's just cultural, right? So like fighting over the corner piece, like all of those things are cultural. So I really wanted to infuse a lot of, just the culture and the way that I grew up into the food that I was eating so that the people around me would feel more comfortable eating it. And so that's really how the basis of my company got started. And it really started with my bestseller, which is the mac and cheese, because I felt like every Thanksgiving, if I don't have a good mac and cheese, I'm going to go and like sneak off and just, have to cleanse to the vegan gods. Give me 7 days. I'll be back. But I got tired of getting sick. So even when I was off and off on and off with my veganism, and I would go home for Thanksgiving and I would eat real mac and cheese, I would get so sick that it just wasn't even worth it to me anymore. So that's how I started working on the recipe, which took 2 years to perfect. We do a lot here in Atlanta, and we just recently started shipping nationwide. So I've shipped as far as Oregon and Washington and Arizona, the Midwest, Kentucky, Texas. Up north, I actually get a lot of orders from New York, New Jersey area, and of course to Florida.
That's awesome. And Barb just commented, fighting over the corner piece. Love the crispy bits. Love the crispy bits.
That corner piece, honey, that starts World War III in a black household. You hear me?
I love when it gets crispy on top. Pasta that's been like broiled and it's and the remnants on the bottom of the pan. Like take out like a spatula and start scraping that stuff up.
Oh yes,
Yes.
exactly. So that's the things that we ship nationwide. The barbecue ribs, which I think I have some ribs in the fridge. I can show you guys what it looks like. Let me see. So if you can see, it actually looks
Oh
like
wow.
a slab of ribs. And so we cut these up and sell them by the quarter slab on my website, and we vacuum seal it, freeze it, ship it nationwide, and then all you have to do is just put it in the oven and cover it. You can of course add more sauce if you're a more saucy kind of individual. But yeah, it's ready to go. It's pre-made, and I did that too because one of the main things when I go and speak at different places about veganism is that it costs too much money and it takes too much time to make. So if you have something like this, you can pop in the oven. Like I said, I sell my mac and cheese too. You put your mac and cheese in the oven, same time, and child microwave you some broccoli, and boom, dinner is done.
That looks incredible. Just so you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the goal. We actually just started doing some events. We also started the shop and sip, which is my event. We had the first one in August. Our next one is coming up this week. So for anybody who's in Atlanta and you want to come, we are having the shop and sip. And what the shop and sip is a brunch event because two reasons. One, it's super hard to find vegan breakfast, no matter what city you're in. And Atlanta, I think, only has about two places that serve vegan breakfast. So, and Atlanta is huge on brunch culture. Like it's a thing here. It's all day. People get dressed up for it. You know, bottomless mimosas. It's an event here, right? So we started making this event, and I wanted to expose some other brands that don't necessarily have like a brick and mortar. So you get into the event for free, or you can pay for food with your ticket, and we do breakfast. So this time I'm going to be doing chicken and waffles, but I'll be making a coquito cornbread waffle. So coquito is kind of like how in the South they drink like eggnog and rum. It's a Puerto Rican version of that, and I'm going to be using that with cornmeal to make a coquito cornbread waffle, and then oyster mushrooms to make the fried chicken. We have some cold pressed juices, which I'll be mixing with tequila, and you can just walk around and shop the different brands. We have brands that sell cold pressed juices and coquito and sofrito, sazon, cloves, shea butter, healing stuff for yoni, candles, sage, all different kinds of vendors, banana pudding, and people just walk around, enjoy themselves, have a good time, get a couple of drinks, get acquainted with some new vegan brands, and then they can just transition out like that. That's the real goal of it. I'm not one of those people that say, "Hey, you got to go tomorrow." Da, da, da. Just make it easy for people. Like, oh, I thought I had to give up coquito, because coquito is milk based. I thought I had to give this up. No, now you have an option for it, and that might not be your whole vegan Christmas, but you swapped out one thing, and that matters to your body. It matters to the animals. It matters to the planet. Those little changes.
Exactly. So very, very cool. I let's get started with your demo. I know you said you're making vegan chili. I'm gonna move it so that you are more in the screen. There you are. So, will Chef Sunni be at Nashville Vegfest? Barb just asked. Well, good question, Barb, because I brought it up. You know I brought it up, and she asked me how far Atlanta was from Nashville, and I said it's like 3 hours ish. I think it's 3.5 to be exact, which is doable. So it's a possibility.
It's a very big possibility. I love a good fest. I love bringing the soul food out. So it's a big possibility. We can't say yes or no. We have to, I'm gonna have to have her people call my people,
Yep.
this, that, habeas corpus, other big words, litigation, things like that. And then we can get back.
So here we go. Let's talk about this chili.
Okay, so for our chili, we're doing super simple, super easy. You need a pot, okay? Not none of this steel, Rachel Ray, brand new, your mom's pot, okay? This is the kind of pot you need. Old school, real metal, handles, not none of that. Your $500, you're here to show off for your friend's pot. We're not doing that. We need something metal on metal. We can scrape the bottom, okay? Right. So we're gonna toss some oil in here, whatever oil you want. I'm using olive oil, which this is about to bubble because I just got a little water in it. Use whatever makes you feel good. Olive oil, grapeseed oil. I wouldn't recommend coconut oil, but you can use it. Country crop, which is vegan, so your vegan margarine or whatnot, whatever you want to use, right? And so just like regular chili, we're going to do onion, bell pepper, okay, because that's the base of everything that's good. Every Black person's recipe starts with onions and bell pepper. Now, I'm a millennial chef. I have 2 college degrees, and I feel that I've come too far in life to chop my own onions. If you want to chop your own onions, that's your personal business. It's been 2020 has been a hard year. This should be at the bottom of your to-do list, okay? So we have some chopped onions that's already chopped. Our pan is nice and hot. You can see all that smoke. Same thing, bell peppers, pre-chopped. If you want to chop them yourself and make your 2020 harder, go for it. Not me, okay? I'm not gonna do it. Let me find something to get open.
Just a reminder, if you have any questions or comments, please write them. We'll definitely respond to them as she opens up the peppers. They're ready.
Okay, we got some peppers. And that smells so good. Listen, when I tell you with the onions and the bell pepper, a lot of your work is already done. Like you're setting yourself up for success when you start there, okay? I'm going to use a little bit of sofrito. Anyone who's Latin on this live knows exactly what sofrito is. For those of you who don't, I'm going to give a little background history. So sofrito is a Latin-based paste, okay? And so in here, there's onion, there's scallion, cilantro, green bell pepper, garlic, olive oil, salt, and sazon. It's a base seasoning. So if you've ever had like a Latin style rice and beans or anything like that, it had sofrito in the base. And I know you're probably like, well, you just put onions and bell peppers. Why are you adding the sofrito too? Because it's, you know what I mean? It's the essence. It's just gonna make it pop a little bit more. Okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and finish this out. You really need about a tablespoon for whatever you're making, but it's like a concentrated version of the flavor of the onions, of the bell pepper, you know, all of that jazz.
Did
And
you
so I'm
make
gonna
did you make that, Sunny?
the sofrito. No,
Yeah.
I purchased it from Chef Pie. She's a Puerto Rican vegan chef, but it can be made very easily. So sofrito for me is one of the things that is like salsa or guacamole or pesto. It's super easy to make, but people buy it because they don't know how easy it is to make. Same thing with hummus. Like hummus is really easy to make, but
Yeah.
people just buy it because they think it's some type of outside witchcraft and it's too complicated, so they just buy it. Hummus is so easy to make. Salsa, guacamole, pesto, chimichurri, all very easy to make and last you a long time. So let me show you what our pot looks like, okay? I wish you guys could smell it. I know that you can't, but do you see the essence? You're in good territory, okay? Right here, all on your own. You're in good territory. So let me get my meat substitute. If you guys have Aldi or Lidl, this is what I'm using. This is like their I guess, version of the Beyond Meat burger, kind of, but it does have soy in it. But it's a little bit cheaper than Beyond Meat. So I'm just gonna use this, toss it right in like some ground beef, and I have one more over here that I'm gonna toss in too. All right. And so now, as they would say, you want to beat it like it owes you money, okay? So you're grinding it up. I know this is super loud in your ear, but you're just mashing the meat up. And we have our fire on medium. So just like you would with a regular chili, you're letting the meat brown. So we want it to brown and essentially be completely cooked before we add our other ingredients into it, okay? How are we doing on questions? Any questions, comments, concerns, jokes, political commentary on the state of America?
That is loaded, especially after the last 24 hours. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. So this is the part you're just beating it up, basically. You want all the meat that's coming being like broken up. You know, we had these burgers and we don't want it to be too chunky because it's gonna be like a chili. So I'll show you guys what it looks like where we're at right now. This is where we're at, and so we're browning it just the same way you would with ground beef. So, even if you're not familiar with the brands that I just used, like I said, think of like your Beyond Meat, your Impossible, and you can use those as a substitute as well. That's just I use the that burger because I had it already, and the Beyond Meat wasn't so awesome. You know how Beyond Meat. So as this is cooking, we're gonna start to add our seasoning to it. Okay. So I like to add better than bouillon paste. And I want to say to the good people out there, if you are vegan, if you're thinking about vegan, if you are dating a vegan, you need this. I put this in everything and I put this on everything. Okay? On my mom, on my hood, on God, on period. Okay? You need this. And the best part about it is what I'm going to show you today is when the paste is all done and almost gone. I love this for soups and stews. Because what are we going to do, right? We're going to make sure we get our money worth. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our water on super, super scorching hot. And if you have lived in Georgia or New York, you know that our water temperatures do not play, right? It basically comes out blue. So we're going to make a nice stock in this jar. And like I said, I love this for everything. I put this when I'm making spaghetti. Just I can't really think of anything that I make that I don't use the bouillon paste. I mean, they should be paying me at this point, but
Is it beef flavored? Susan asked that.
no, I use the vegetable one. They do make a bouillon paste that's like the beef no beef, and they make a chicken one that's like a chicken no chicken. But it's hard to find, so I've only been able to see it where it could be ordered online. But I think it's a state by state thing because I've had other people who live like in the Midwest and the West Coast tell me that yeah, they have one that's like beef no beef. And you can also use. I have some of these not beef bouillon cubes
I
here from
like
Edwards.
those. Yep.
Yeah, these are available at Whole Foods. And I can use either or. I just tend to use the Beyond the better than bouillon for cooking demos because it's more readily available. You don't have to go to a novelty store to get the Edwards and Sons. This is even available at Walmart.
Yeah, the Edwards and Sons is in our Sprouts here.
Yeah, we have it at Sprouts too, and so I just try to keep it like that because, like I said, I'm always conscious of whether people live in food deserts and things like
Yep.
that. So I try to use ingredients that are super easy to find for most people. So we're just gonna put that in there, add some more hot water, and I'll show you guys. Shake it, Shake it like a Polaroid picture. You gonna shake it like a Polaroid picture. Okay, and then if you look at the bottom, what do we have?
Oh, there go my dogs.
If I can Okay, so our meat is nice and brown. We put our venison bouillon paste in it. Okay, I like a little bit of heat in my chili. If you don't have to add this next ingredient. It's totally up to you and how much you add. I'm gonna add cayenne pepper because, like I said, I like a little bit of heat in mine. If you're not a person who likes heat, that's perfectly okay. We're just gonna add some, and you definitely go based on your own preference. So I'm just gonna a little bit more, one for Nipsey, one for the hood, okay? Great. So we're gonna mix this in. And now remember, so when you're making chili, there's something called chili powder, right? Again, one of those things, just like taco seasoning. It's super easy to make, but because people don't know how easy it is, they never do it, right? So chili powder is just cayenne pepper, it's paprika, salt, onion powder, and garlic powder. That's it. And I think a little bit of cumin too. So I'm gonna put some onion powder in here. I hope y'all are not in the comments asking about measurements because I just let the spirit guide me. I let the spirit guide me, okay?
I cook exactly the same way.
You have to, you know.
Well,
So we
it's
have
hard for some people. They need measurements because they just need measurements. I totally understand that, but I cook exactly the same way as you're doing with spices, especially. So everyone, you can just cook to your to whatever your palate is. It's okay. Experiment. It's a good thing. Just don't add too much salt.
exactly, and you have to taste it as you go too. I want to say that a lot of people just like, oh, I'm just gonna put it in, and you don't taste it as you go. No, baby, you got to taste it, okay? You got to taste it as you go. So I have a little bit of cumin, major key for chili. It's a nice earthy seasoning. You're gonna see it a lot in Mexican food, a lot in Tex-Mex foods, and a lot in Middle Eastern food. You definitely want to have some cumin, and that's actually when I post a online vegan challenge in January. That's one of the challenges that I give the participants. They have to go out and get a new seasoning that they've never used before, never heard of, and research it. See what you're gonna make, okay? Because even the same seasoning, like I said, you'll see people are using it different around the world. Cumin is being used very differently in Mexico than it is in the Middle Eastern countries like Lebanon and Greece. So go out, do your research, try something different, okay? So we added cumin. We're gonna add a little bit of coriander as well. You can really go crazy with the seasoning, people. You can't, as long as this is what I tell people, as long as it's not salt or pepper, like a hot pepper, you really can't hurt it. You know, you can't over onion powder something. That's almost like impossible. You can't over garlic powder something, you know? So it's almost impossible. So go ahead and add all your seasonings. If it's not salt, if it's not a hot pepper, honey, just go for it. Just throw it right on in there. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano, just a little bit, not too much. Okay, and so now I'm about to put my two chili secret ingredients in here. Y'all better not tell nobody. If I see it on the internet, I'm gonna know where to come. Okay, top secret ingredients. Okay,
This is on the
we're gonna
internet.
put. Okay, you're gonna put a little dash of cinnamon. Just a little dash of cinnamon, okay? Not too much because you don't want the cinnamon to be too present. What you want is for people to taste it and say, "Oh my God, what is that? There's like a thing in here that I," and that's when you know you're like, "Mm-hmm, there's a thing in here I can't identify, but it's super delicious." That's your cinnamon. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of carob. You can use carob or cacao or dark chocolate powder. You can even put like one or two squares of dark chocolate and let it melt down in here. It really adds a bridge for the smokiness and the sweetness. So it's like it's gonna be sweet, smoky, and then heat. You don't want you don't want the flavor. It's kind of like a bridge of the song. You don't just sing the first verse and the next verse. You need like a bridge. So you want the flavor to not attack the palate, but to kind of dance up, like just moonwalk across your tongue, you know? A little bit of essence like that. So we're gonna add a little bit of carob powder. Like I said, cacao powder is fine. If you have dark chocolate, you can put two or three squares in here. It's not gonna be overpowering. And if you've ever had mole, which is a
Yeah.
traditional um, Mexican dish that's made with ancho chilies and dark chocolate. So this was the first time I had ever seen chocolate being used in savory food, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is like the best thing since sliced bread." Right? So we're gonna mix that up really good, and then we're gonna add, of course, our beans. And I'm using some red beans here. You can literally use what any kind of beans you want. I have some chickpeas over here. I'm a weirdo. I don't like chickpeas whole, so I mash them for my tuna, but I never eat chickpeas whole. I don't know why. I just don't judge me, just love me, okay? Any kind of beans you want. Dark red kidney beans, pinto beans, navy beans, whatever kind of beans you're interested in that tickle your fancy, go ahead and toss them in there. Now we did have our fire on medium. We're gonna start turning it down. So medium for me, I have 10 settings. My medium is 5. We went to 4. Now I'm about to put it on 3 because I don't need this like popping all over the place. I just need it to like simmer and let the beans soften a little bit. So I'm gonna give this a quick little mix, like so. And yeah, I'm gonna let it thicken. And the last thing I'm gonna add really quick, you can add tomatoes or tomato paste, but here's a chef secret that I use. I don't like using anything that I'm only buying for one thing. Does that make sense? So I don't buy, I hate when, you read these vegan recipes and they're like, hey, use this fancy ingredient. You just need the Quidditch ball from the third Harry Potter book, not the second one. 2 hairs from the girl in Narnia. No, and then you bought it, and then now you have it, and you can't even use it for nothing else. You didn't even know what it was when you bought it, right? So, you can add tomato paste here, which is what people do. But instead of tomato paste, I just add like 2 dollops of spaghetti sauce because I don't have anything else to use the tomato paste for, but I always have use for spaghetti sauce, right? So I just add me a little dollop of spaghetti sauce, not too much. I'm gonna mix that in really quick. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. And before the taste, we're gonna go and see what more we might need to add to it. But I think it's gonna be pretty solid. But let me show you guys actually what it looks like. Look at our pot of chili.
Wow, looks great.
And like my face is over it. I can smell the cinnamon. I can smell the chocolate. And a quick tip too, if you are, for example, a spice eater and you have other people in your house that are not a spice eater, not spice eaters, you can put your face over a pot that you just put hot peppers in. If it makes your eyes water, it's too spicy for a child to eat. If your eyes are fine, that means you can probably take more, which is a really good skill to have. When I say children, I mean like children and then people who just in general don't like spice. I put them in the same category. So if my eyes start to water, I know that this is only going to be for me or other people who like spicy food. But right now, my eyes are not watering. They don't even feel like they're going to water. So I know that the spice is very level and it's not going to be too much for most people to eat. So I'm going to give it a little mix and then I'm going to try it out. Of course, it does need to, simmer so that all the flavors come together. But I'm just going to try and get like a little bit of bean, a little bit of meat, bit of this, bit of that kind of action, some sauce. And I might actually add a little bit more water to it while it's simmering. And this is really great. Obviously, you can put chili over top of rice. It's wintertime. You could just eat it by itself with like a little bit of vegan sour cream and some cheese. But if you want your credit score to really go up, let me tell you what you need to do with chili, okay? How you're gonna be in the 700s when I'm done with you, okay? Get your chili, roast you a sweet potato, slice the sweet potato in down the middle and stuff it with the chili. You're welcome. Don't look for anything extra. That was it. You're welcome.
Barb said that looks so good. I need to get to the grocery store. And Susan earlier said just order that mushroom bouillon on Amazon. And it I think it tastes good, everyone.
Listen, if it don't make you dance, if it doesn't make you dance or eye roll or body roll on that first, hmm, hmm. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water to this because it's a little bit salty because of the bouillon cube. So I want to add some more water to it. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more oregano and some turmeric too, because turmeric kind of just is gonna help with the cinnamon and the chocolate and bring it all together. Plus, turmeric is a great anti-inflammatory. And I'm getting up there, child. I got a bad left knee, so we're gonna add it time for the one time. And I'm gonna put a little bit of ginger powder in here too. Why not? It's your world. You can add anything you want. So we're gonna add a little turmeric in here. You want to be really careful with turmeric, guys, because it will stain. I have white, as you guys can see, I have white countertops behind me. So you want to be very, very careful when you're dealing with turmeric. It will stain your stuff. I'm sure there's a wives' tale or an old recipe to get it out, but I don't know it, and I don't want to be held responsible. So we're gonna get some water. Add a little bit more water. And just let this simmer. Let the beans have it thicken out. And like I said, just go crazy with the seasonings. Like, you can add whatever you want. Like I said, at this point, I don't want to add any more salt to it because it already is a little bit salty for me. So I'm adding some ginger powder to it. Let me see. Ooh, that ginger, honey. Yes. I got bay leaves here. Let's add some bay leaves. No more than 2 or 3. And all of this is going to simmer down and just be, ooh, this is going to be excellent. Like I said, I have some mac and cheese in there. I can take a little bit more heat too, honey. So I'm going to put me a little more piece of cayenne in there. Just a little bit. Don't judge me. Hey, I feel you judging me. Okay, let me get the oregano. Ooh, you know what else would be nice? A little bit of liquid smoke and some thyme. Add a little bit more oregano. Maybe I'm all out. Let me put some thyme in there too. And my dad used to always say thyme, Thyme, always makes people feel like you put thyme, Time, into their food. And they love that. Let me get my liquid smoke.
Oh my goodness, you have a huge liquid smoke. I have like this little jar.
And I say don't judge me. I can feel you through the internet, okay?
Where did you get that liquid smoke?
The same where I get everything else. Amazon, my dear.
I'm a fan.
Yes, until we get something better.
Yeah.
Amazon. So I think that is about it. And like I said, I have some of my mac and cheese inside. That's what I'm about to put this on top of. Just heat me up some mac and cheese and put that on top of it. You can definitely use this chili for your chili carrot dogs, inside of a sweet potato, on top of a regular potato. You can make a skillet with hash browns. I'm probably also going to add some mushrooms too. I had took these mushrooms out, which I was refraining from using because mushrooms are not a traditional item that goes in chili, but it's my chili, so I'm not about to be worried about y'all.
That's right. And I'll judge you there. I hate mushrooms. But people watching know that. I hate them.
I don't hate mushrooms.
Oh, it's easy.
You wouldn't end our friendship so abruptly with your mushroom hate.
No, I just wouldn't eat the chili now.
We were getting along so well.
we still will. I mean, anyone who knows me and a lot of people watching know because we had another cooking demo that was like all mushrooms. And I didn't know ahead of time when she told me. I was like, oh, that's awesome. People might comment and say, Helene hates mushrooms.
What have mushrooms done to you? Who hurt you, boo? Let's talk about this.
It's since a kid, since I was a child, I don't like the smell. They're not even allowed in the house. The sauteing smell makes me feel nauseous.
We have to work on this.
No, I'm
We
good.
The reason why I say that is because when I first became vegan, well, my whole life, I hated okra and Brussels sprouts, like always hated it, right? And so when I first became vegan, I found out how many different like edible fruits and plants there was. My fiance at the time was like, well, you need to find a way to make yourself like these vegetables. And I was just like, I have okra trauma, okay? I have Brussels sprout trauma. I'm never gonna like these. This was always a bad experience at my house. And I found a way to make myself like them. So I think that I could get you.
Nope. I know this for sure because they plant the restaurant in Asheville, which is like one of the best restaurants in the country. I tried Chef Jason's portobello mushroom cap, and it was just disgusting. So the only mushrooms I've ever eaten, and only from a certain chef, and it's from Fiction Kitchen, from Chef Caroline here in Raleigh, North Carolina. She put a bowl of soup in front of me a few years ago, and she said, "Eat this." And I was like, "What is it?" And she goes, "It's a what are those things? What are those mushrooms? Chicken of the woods mushrooms." It was a tomato based chicken of the woods, like almost chili esque type soup. And she said, "Look, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it." And I was like, ah. So I ate it. I ate the whole thing. Chicken of the woods, the way she makes them, absolutely incredible. Because I've had another chef make them, and they were absolutely disgusting. So that is the extent of my
Telling
mushroom eating.
I'm telling you, I could get you because for two reasons. One, my oyster mushrooms as fried chicken, you think it's a chicken thigh. I'm telling you. And you know why? Because so when I make it, I actually season the batter. You don't season the mushroom at all because the salt or the heat causes the condensation, and that's what makes it taste like mushroom. So like this, of course, when I bite into this, is going to taste like
Yeah.
mushroom because the chili has salt in it, the heat gets to it. But the batter that I make is so thick the heat or the salt doesn't get to the mushroom. So you just taste that crispy breading, and it's literally like eating a chicken thigh, which is what I'm making for the shopping stick this coming, not tomorrow, but the Sunday after. And also, the way you was looking at them ribs, sis,
I know, but I don't eat gluten. I can't eat gluten. I'm intolerant, so I couldn't even eat those ribs.
but the ones that even don't have gluten in it.
Yeah, I would be all over that. Yeah, so, but I actually like Brussels sprouts and okra. I didn't have a problem with those.
Well, yeah, so I do a jerk glaze okra. So I put brown sugar and jerk paste together and base it on there and broil it so it gets like thin and crispy and stuff, and then mix it with fresh mango and turn it into a salad. So that's one of my favorite ways to eat okra. And then the Brussels sprouts, I do a little olive oil, brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper, and roast them like that. And I love, it's so funny because whenever my mom like FaceTimes me and she sees that I'm eating Brussels sprouts, she's like, oh, you never ate Brussels sprouts with me. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I love them. Like, I eat Brussels sprouts like twice a week now. And my mom is completely floored. She cannot even believe it.
Yeah, when I've been in this world for a very long time. It's been over 30 years. I went vegetarian when I was 19 years old, and I didn't eat vegetables. I ate potatoes, onions, carrots, iceberg lettuce, and I mean garlic. I guess that's all I ate. That's the only vegetables. And then I went vegetarian. My family was like, "Yeah, this won't last." And then I learned to like squash and zucchini and eggplant and obviously Brussels sprouts, okra. The mushrooms never took. But I can tell you that Barb said, Chef Sunny, the rest of us love shrooms. Nashville will love you. Nashville will love you. And Troy just wrote that. Gotta add that to the. There we go. So, and Troy just said, I made you sloppy joes that have mushrooms. You have to hide it well. I didn't eat sloppy joes, Troy, that had mushrooms in them by you. Because I don't really even like sloppy joes.
See, you're really trying to break up a happy home. You don't like sloppy joes. You don't like mushrooms. Let's just get it all out now, sis. Like, what?
But I mean, I love mac and cheese. Let's get back to being friends.
Well, I'm about to take this amazing chili and put it on top of some of my mac and cheese.
That's
And it's
awesome.
just like that. I'm just waiting for it to thicken a little bit. I'm actually about to give it another taste because it might need a little bit more chocolate in there or carob powder, excuse me.
Or either way, because you said you can be flexible.
Yes, be flexible. That's the goal. So we added a little bit more water. We got some meat, we got some beans. And I never used to like chilies and soups and stews. Well, I'm like I said, I'm from Miami, so we don't really have a winter. We always say we have two seasons, hot and hot as hell.
Yes.
So I never really grew up eating like a lot of soups and chili. But now that I moved to Atlanta, I'm really starting to, enjoy my soups and stuff. I never had a winter to eat them in before. It was always hot outside. Ooh, the smell of this. Okay, I'm waiting for the powers that be to announce smell-o-vision. Like, when
I
is that coming?
know.
We had a rough year, and we know y'all have it already. Y'all just refuse to share it with the public. Mm, mm. It's the seasoning for me. It's all the seasonings. That extra cayenne was just what it needed. That cumin and that oregano. The cumin and oregano, they're like the best friends that haven't seen each other in a long time. So they're in there doing their secret handshake. The bay leaf. Mm, yes, God. I'm about to put this on this mac and cheese, and I'm about to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Oh, this is so good. I might even make some rice. Oh no, I think I got some rice in there. And I'm just gonna let that simmer. So it's not done yet. And now that I know you're not eating any, I was being modest. I'm gonna pour the rest of those mushrooms in there.
Ashley, Barb wants to know the name of the chef that makes the sofrito that you mentioned earlier.
So Chef Cutie Pie. Actually, let me get her seasoning.
I like love her. I don't know about anyone else watching, but she's like pretty freaking awesome because she's left the room. But I will do everything I can, Barb, to have her come to Nashville just to serve you those ribs.
So this is her adobo. So she makes sofrito, adobo. She makes mojo, sazon, a lot of different Latin seasonings. She makes coquito. I'm trying to put it up as close as I can. So it's Chef Cutie Pie, spelled traditionally.com.
For sofrito. Okay, I put it in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, Barb says you're so fun because I said while you walked away how much I like really like you.
Thank you. And I'm gonna have to make you something with mushrooms so I can get back to liking you too. Because we were just the best of pals. We was chatting before we got the live started. Then you hit me with the information on live. You supposed to prep me with that, girl. I had to be able to fix my thing.
But this isn't being made for me, it's being made for you. And, mushrooms are pretty, a lot of people love mushrooms, and you know what? A lot of people hate them. And the good thing about this recipe is it's versatile. So you can put mushrooms, you cannot. You can put black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, you can do cannellini beans, you can do any type of bean that you want to put in there. You can change the spices. You can make it more spicy. You can do chipotle. You can do crushed red pepper. You can do some serious spices that make your eyes tear. It's all up to the person making it. That's what's so cool about chili because it is that versatile. You can make it white instead of red. Like
Yes.
just doing a bean base and not using any red sauce. There's so many things you can do.
yes, I knew it was gonna be awesome making this chili. I was actually kind of like stuck between chili and tacos because everybody loves tacos,
Yeah.
right? So I was gonna do tacos, but then I was like, well, winter's coming up. Let me make something that's, warm and hearty and, something that people can also identify with. But usually when I do cooking demos, tacos are my go-to because then I also get to make a margarita before I start the tacos, and that's when the real.
And you can do that with chili too. And you can put that chili into a taco.
Ooh. That sounds like a good idea. I really want to like let the chili get cold and then like I told you, put inside that sweet potato ball and then batter the sweet potato, like freeze it, batter it and fry it.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm from the South, so anything fried is just, we fry everything, girl.
Yeah, so Troy said we need more cooks like you because he's glad to see you bringing the flavor. And of course, Barb said perfect. So, because you guys are awesome that are watching. Yeah, no, you are so much fun. And yeah, with the chili, I mean, you can create a burrito too. Vegan sour cream, vegan cheese, the chili, lettuce, onion, avocado. Wrap that baby up, and then because you're from the south, deep fry it.
That would be a chimichanga,
Yes, it
actually.
would.
Fried burrito is a chimichanga.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you can be so versatile with it. That's the thing. Like, I just always tell people if you're considering like going vegan, just get creative. Like, so many people are stuck eating, the same things all the time. It wasn't until, I stopped eating meat that I started trying like Ethiopian restaurants and Thai restaurants and all these, there's so many different things. And I think people get caught up because America is so meat centered. Like there has to be meat on my plate for it to be a meal.
Yep.
My brother used to say that to me when I would eat. He'd be like, oh, you just eat a bunch of sides. I'm like, whatever, like, I'm enjoying my stuff. But yeah, with America being so meat centered, you can go and get cultural things. Like just try new stuff. My big thing is going to the Asian market. I go into the Asian market once a week, grab something that looks crazy because I ain't never seen it before, I never heard of it. And I go on Google Pictures and I'm like, oh, okay, this is what this is. This is what they use it for. And then I do kind of like a half and half. Like I'll try it the way they used it, and then I'll try it in another way and see if I like it like that. Do I want to put it in a stir fry or a soup or a stew, or do I want to be southern and deep fry it? But yeah, that really helps people with their vegan journey from what I've encountered when I'm talking to people. Like, you know,
Yeah, and Troy said you can change it a bit and make it into an empanada as well.
oh, now see, Troy, you're gonna have to hit me up on Instagram because you're speaking my language, Troy.
Yeah, Troy will be in Nashville with us.
I'm considering it. I think I have a catering that weekend. That's the only reason why I'm like on the fence. I think I have a catering that weekend. I know somebody did hit me up about that. That's the only reason why I'm hesitating. I'm pretty sure if I don't have that catering, then I'll probably be there. And I don't want to make no promises, especially to people who don't like mushrooms. So,
It's okay. It's okay. Well, Chef Sunny, this has been a lovely way to spend my Saturday afternoon. If somebody wants to find you, what's the website? Because it's not your name. So,
it's not my name. My name is Vegan Trap. The website is vegantrapping.com, but this is my Instagram. So Sunny with an I, not a Y, speaks. And so you can find me on Instagram and I answer all of my DMs and stuff. So if you hit me up, I will know that it's you. Just, hey, I was at the Vegfest or whatever, and we can go through anything. My website is vegantrapping.com, and I think that's on the back of my shirt, like the bottom part.
yep, definitely is. I put it in the notes too.
Yes. So, like I said, my shipping is going to be shut down until October 3rd. So, if you don't live in Atlanta and you're interested in getting some vegan soul food shipped to you, it's going to be open October 3rd, the actual day. And then I'm going to close it again. We're going to do a flash sale. And so you'll be able to get anything off of the website shipped to you for that day. So, and then we're gonna reopen. We were talking about it earlier. We had like a huge surge in sales, and so just so you guys know, before you interact, a lot of capitalism has us spoiled, right? So with Amazon, people are used to getting things in 2 days. And so just to let you guys know, this is Sunny Speaks LLC. What does that mean? Hey, I'm the chef. Content creation, shipping, logistics. You want to talk to a manager? I'm the manager. Customer service. All of it is me. So when you see like the website is down shipping, it's because we have to catch up with the shipping orders. I'm also the delivery service for the Atlanta orders. I'm everybody. I'm everyone. Okay. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me and growing with me because we're figuring out ways to expand and how we can add more people to the team. But until then, you know how they say there's no I in team? That's a lie. I'm the I right in the middle of the team. Okay.
Right. Well, congratulations on your success and for you being just like this super awesome person that I hope to meet. And if it's not in Nashville in October, then definitely at another event because and also you need to reach out to Atlanta Vegfest because you need to do a cooking demo there for the next
What?
event.
I thought about it.
You definitely have to. You would have, it would be so much fun. One, I would probably be the person emceeing that cooking demo, but it'd be so much fun to have you as a person doing this because you are lively, you're vivacious, you have energy, and like Troy said, I back him up 100%. You have definitely brought the flavor to this live today.
Thank you so much. It was just a pleasure. It was an honor. I appreciate you so much for reaching out to me. In general, and just we're getting it out there and getting it amplified so that everybody can come together on this vegan journey, that no one gets left behind, not the people in the food deserts or the people who think that they have to give up their cultural items. So I really appreciate you inviting me and having me, the amazing audience. It's been a wonderful experience, and it went by really fast. I was like, wait a minute, like that happened so fast.
Yeah, it's great, and now you have food, and you possibly influence what I'm going to make for dinner. So because I don't typically make a chili, but I have all the ingredients to do it. So and I was like, you mentioned like carrot dogs, and I was like, I've got vegan hot dogs. I was like, this might be really cool, or something to do for dinner tonight, and that will be soon.
It all sounds so good right now. Ooh, I got some Beyond Meat sausage. Ooh, let me go, child. I'm about to hook it up.
Well, thank you so much, and I will definitely be in touch. Let me know if you have catering that weekend or not, and I will definitely get you the details to come on over to Nashville. And I'm just going to go to a single screen so I can close out. But Sunny, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
You as well.
All right, bye. Thank you, everyone, for watching this incredible cooking demo. They're always a lot of fun. There's always stuff to learn. This one was especially joyful. Sorry, that's me. So let's close this out. Remember, thank you, Barb. Really appreciate your watching and asking about Nashville. So that was pretty cool. So in case you don't know, talking about that, Nashville Veg Fest got the approvals. It's October 17th and 18th at the Nashville Fairgrounds, or the Fairgrounds at Nashville. It'll be in the show arena, so it'll be an outdoor event with an overhang. Super excited that is happening, and now I'm pretty busy to get ready for an event that's less than a month away. But one of the ways that we can have that event is because everyone has to wear a mask over your nose, under your chin. It's required. Please do that in your daily life because the more we do that, the more we get control of this virus, the pandemic, the more of these events we can have. I am doubtful for any indoor events for the rest of the year or 2021, but I definitely have venues that I can do outdoor events and thankful for that. So Asheville, Nashville, possibly in the Triangle. I'm not sure where else I could do an outdoor event, but that's okay. So wear a mask, poll workers. If you want to work the polls, it's already happening. People are voting in certain cities and states. Virginia hours and hours people waited to vote on the first day that early voting happened there. I cast my vote from my desk. I did a mail-in ballot. I did it right from home. Got mailed to me. Did it. Filled it out. Put two stamps on it just in case. Put it in the mailbox. Followed up on it with a text tracking system that I signed up for that North Carolina has. I got the word today that my ballot was cast. My vote was cast for the election. Fantastic, simple, really easy to do. You can do the same. But if you want to work the polls so that there'll be more of them so people don't have to wait all day to cast their vote, which is your right to do, you can go work the polls and make it so that, there's more options for people, and that's incredibly important right now. So please vote, and happy Rosh Hashanah, a happy New Year, Jewish New Year. I'm Jewish, so happy New Year to everyone who celebrates, and may Ruth Ginsburg rest in peace. Uh, what a difficult bit of news to get last night. So the vote, please vote. That's all I can say with being as impartial as possible. And then I don't know what's happening next week. Let me see. Oh, we forget to look. Oh, Nelson Campbell, next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Yep, Nelson Campbell, the son of Dr. T. Colin Campbell, will be joining us to talk about Plant Pure Nation. Super excited because I absolutely love him. And then Jasper Wilkins, who's part of the Plant Based Network, who's over in England right now, will be on Sunday, the 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we've got a great lineup for next week, and we have people booked all the way through November. So have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for listening and watching. And oh, we got a wow. Yes, I think that's for Nelson Campbell. That'd be really cool. So yes, we will see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.